This video was produced by
I'm Remy Pangel with the Center for Wind Energy at James Madison University, and I'm going to be showing you how to assemble your own PVC wind turbine. So in order to make your own PVC wind turbine, there's a couple of essential materials that you'll need, and we're going to go through that list and also talk about where you can purchase these items. First thing is you need some PVC. So in total, you need about 5 feet of PVC. 1 inch PVC is fine. You also need a coupler. You'll need 5 90-degree angle PVC pieces, 1 that has a hole drilled in it. And you'll also need 3 T-joints. Now the piece of PVC that you buy will be cut into one long piece, like you see here, roughly 2 feet. You can play with that height. 6 pieces of about 6 inches in length, and 1 to 2 inch piece that you'll use for your nacelle. Also, you're going to need a generator. So this is where your electricity comes from. You can buy these generators at probably any hobby shop. They won't have the wires attached to the back, so you'd have to do some soldering. If you want to buy the full package, you can buy them from Vernier or Kid Wind, and they're only a couple bucks. Well worth the purchase, and you can get classroom packs at a good discount. That's all you really need to build the turbine. Everything else that we have here are some supplemental materials. Number 1, we have our multimeter and our alligator clips, and this is to ensure that we can monitor the energy output from our turbine. The other thing we have over here are blades made out of various materials. So you can see they're attached to dowels. This is a 1/4 inch dowel, and those dowels are glue gunned to the blades that we've made. And then those dowels fit into what we call the 12-hole crimping hub. Kind of looks like a Tinker Toy. And you can buy these also at Vernier or Kid Wind. And they're a couple bucks a pop, maybe $6 to $8, but again, you can buy a nice classroom pack at a good discount. And I will show you how to use these a little bit later. The last thing we have here, electrical tape. If you notice that the generator has electrical tape wrapped around it, because the generator is not actually an inch in diameter, it needs to have a little bit of electrical tape so that it fits into our coupler. And you'll see how that works a little bit later. The very last thing that I have here is a protractor, and this is just another product from Kid Wind that works specifically with the 12-hole crimping hub, and it allows you to find the exact angle and adjust your blades to exact angles as you're playing with your wind turbine. I'll show you how all these work in time. So first, let's assemble the wind turbine. We'll start from the ground up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some feet on the ends of our legs. So each of your elbows on one of 4 pieces of the 6-inch PVC. Then those will be attached on either side to one of your T-brackets. So there's one leg. And here's your other leg. So next thing is to add the crossbar, and this actually is going to come down. So it's parallel to the ground. Same thing with your other leg. And then this is going to attach to your last T-bracket. So you now have the base of your turbine. So now we can add the tower, but before we add the tower, we're actually going to put the nacelle on because I'm not that tall. So what we're going to do is eventually you're going to have your small piece of PVC between your coupler and your elbow with the hole in it. But we have to stick the generator in here first. So before we attach it to the elbow, we're going to thread the generator through. So your generator is going to sit in the other end of your coupler. So you'll want to go through the coupler and your small piece of PVC with the wires from your generator. Now be careful while you're doing this. Those wires that are connected to the back of the generator are very delicate still. So you want to be very careful while you're installing this. And again, when we talk about how to attach blades, you'll want to be very careful when you're pulling the hub off of your generator. Okay, so it sits just inside of it. I'd leave just a little bit hanging out so that you can adjust it if you need to. Now is the tricky part. Now you have to thread the rest of your wires through the hole in the back of your elbow bracket. The trick I've found is to twist the two sets of wires together and try to go through as one unit. And there you go. This is your nacelle. So all we have to do is pop this on the top of the tower and set the tower into the base. And now you have a PVC wind turbine. So the generator is going to generate your electricity. We can use the multimeter here to monitor the electricity coming out of the turbine. And to do that, you'll just use your alligator clips to connect red to red and black to black. The key is to make sure that the alligator clips never touch each other, because that'll create a short, and then your students will be like, why is my turbine not generating any electricity? So shorts are bad. So try to keep them as far away from each other as possible. To use your multimeter, you'll simply turn it to the 20 range on the direct current voltage side to monitor the electricity. For more information on how to use a digital multimeter, see the KidWind website. They have many videos on how to use the multimeter. So now we want to talk about how to get your blades attached to your hub and onto the turbine. The 12-hole crimping hub is a great piece of equipment. You can use whatever you want to get your blades on here, but this is very handy. Again, you can order it from KidWind or Vernier, and they're only a couple dollars. There's 12 holes, so you can put up to 12 blades on there, and anywhere in between as long as it's balanced. And again, you use a 1/4-inch dowel to attach your blade to the hub. So to use it, you have to unscrew the hub so that it becomes separated. And that gives you the room to stick your dowel in. I usually only unscrew it just enough to be able to stick my dowels in, otherwise they all fall out. So just enough, and then you can stick all 3 blades in. Adjust the pitches to where you want them. Make sure they're all turned in the same direction. Again, you can use your crimping hub protractor to check your angle. It sits right on the edge of the hub, and it allows you to check the angle of your blade to ensure they're all at the same angle. And then you tighten it down, not to the point where you can't get it open again, but just enough so that those blades aren't going to fly out. And then we're going to take it, and the hole on the back, you got to remember that your blades should face the side with the screw on it, because the back of it, where the hole is what's going to sit on the generator. So see the shaft of the generator? It's just going to set on there. And again, remember the wind's coming this way, so you don't have to shove it on because the wind will hold it back. And so if I turn the wind on, you'll see my wind turbine spin in the wind, generating electricity. And when I'm done and I want to change those blades out, please hold your fingers over the generator. See how I'm kind of got my fingers there? That way that I will never pull the generator out of my turbine because that will pull all the wires out and we'll have some problems. So try to keep your fingers on that generator when you're pushing in and out, and you should save your generators. And then that's how you make your turbine.